Hey, what's going on, everybody? My name is Guy. This is Guy Talk Sports. Thank you for being here. Thanks for clicking on that old thumbnail. Appreciate you tuning in. In today's video, going to review how the remaining SEC teams fared in the tournament. Another big one went down yesterday. Before I do that, though, real quick, if you don't mind, look at me closely. Bottom right, there's a subscribe button. Not complicated. Click that button for me. Help me continue to grow this channel. Thanks for tuning in. Let's get into it. So in my last video, I reviewed the losses of South Carolina, Mississippi State, and Kentucky. I also reviewed my Tennessee Volunteers win over the Peacocks. Super random fact / tangent, I guess. I actually grew up on a farm that had some peacocks, possibly the prettiest bird you'll ever see, and quite possibly the loudest as well. They will rupture your eardrums. You can hear them from a mile away. Anyway, the remaining 4 SEC teams played yesterday, and let's be real, the SEC was hyped all year for being the toughest it has been in a while. And rightly so. You have Tennessee, you have Kentucky, you have Alabama playing with a high clip. They're huge offensive numbers they've had all year, like best offense in the country. And then you had Auburn with all of their athleticism. But the SEC in this tournament has been pitiful for the most part. Florida played yesterday, and I feel, or at least I feel like a lot of people did anyway, that they would at least get through their first game. They've been playing pretty decent this year. They got put out by Colorado in a close one, 102-100, with a last-second shot from Colorado. Actually, it was it's actually a pretty fun game to watch. And then you had the Auburn Tigers and Bruce Pearl. Actually, I think I had them going to the Sweet 16, and they got put out by Yale, 78-76. Yale beat the Auburn Tigers. And nothing against them, but Auburn, I thought, was clearly the best team. I think it needs to be brought up again that they had to play all of those games last week in the SEC tournament that they won. That helped their seeding absolutely zero. Instead of bumping up from a 4 to a 3, they stayed a 4. Now, does that mean they should have lost to Yale? No. But I do think that they were super tired. And then they had to travel a long way. Yale played a great game. I think there were some questionable calls at the end, but this is March Madness, and they got beat. They were gassed, and honestly, I really feel like this is just another testament to why that tournament either more needs to be put into the tournament, the SEC tournament that is, or the dates need to be changed. Moving on, though, in some better news for the SEC, you had Alabama, with their offense firing on all cylinders, put away a fairly feisty Charleston team that gave them all they wanted. They ended up winning 109-96. Again, their defense is atrocious, and I think at some point it's going to cost them either in the next game or the Sweet 16, depending on how far they go. I don't think they're going to make... If they make it to the Elite Eight or Final Four, or national championship game for that matter, it's going to really surprise me because as good as their offense is, their defense is that bad, and I think it's going to cost them. Finally, you have Buzz with his Texas A&M team played their typical physical bully ball and beat out Nebraska. They were downright dominant in that game, and they really showed out, winning 98-53. It'll be interesting to see just how far they can take that brand of basketball in the tournament. But they showed out last night. They looked really good beating Nebraska. So the SEC finishes out the first round of the tournament 3-5. And honestly, I expected Mississippi State to lose. I thought Michigan State was a tough match for them. It's not even the craziest thing that Florida gets beat by Colorado or even South Carolina by Oregon. Those were both tough games. But for both Kentucky and Auburn to lose, it's a huge blow to the conference and how we were perceived. Again, I am not up here crying about other SEC teams losing because typically, for the most part, I'm actively rooting against them. But it does change the perception of just how tough our conference really is. And it's up to the remaining teams now to make a push and show that the SEC really can be a contender. And so first up is today, the Tennessee Volunteers are going to be playing Texas tonight at 8 p.m. on CBS. I think it's going to be a fun game. It'll be a good one to watch. You know, the history between Texas and Tennessee with the head coach Rick Barnes, and so it'll be a fun one. And to the Texas fans out there, your mascot looks delicious, and I will be eating a steak tonight as I watch my Tennessee Volunteers beat up on Texas. Horns down, go Vols! And anyway, that's all I got for this one. Excited to do a video tomorrow talking about how my Tennessee Volunteers win. Really doubling down on that. Hope we pull it through now. Excited about tonight. Hope everybody tunes in to watch. Thank you so much for watching this. Thanks for all the support from everybody. Appreciate it. If you don't mind, please throw a comment down below. Tell me what you like, maybe what you don't like even. Always trying to improve the channel. Hit the like button if you don't mind. And lastly, please, once again, hit that subscribe button for me. It really helps grow this channel. Go Vols, and we'll see you next time.